Yep, we back. We back all shirted up and everything because I like to come proper for my videos, thank you very much. Who are you to come for me? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this episode of The State of the UK's Transport, where I talk about different sectors of the UK's transport, talking about different situations and predicaments it's in, and giving my point of view on the situation. Today's video is going to be talking about the biggest restructuring of the London bus network in the 21st century. As most of you know, TfL haven't been going through the best time for the last couple of years, as they've been struggling to get back to their normal pre-COVID levels on their network. With an ongoing battle between the Mayor of London and the government, and this is all to do with the government not wanting to give TfL money when TfL want money, and they're getting emergency funding from the government but not getting a full contract where they get a lump sum of money to help improve TfL, yada 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 yada. That's all the politics. I'm trying to skip through that quickly, I'm not trying to bore you. The main thing I'm talking about here is the bus routes that are going to be changing and just the whole topic upon the bus routes itself, not TfL and the government. So yeah, around the beginning of July, it was an announcement made saying that TfL are going to make changes to around 52 bus routes within London, with about 16 of these routes being axed completely. So the main reason why TfL are cutting all these buses is because they just don't have enough money to run them all, realistically. So when this news got released around the beginning of June, people were going crazy. Like, people that were not even transport enthusiasts were messaging me saying, oh, how are they trying to X the buses, or getting all mad on social media about it. Let's have a look at the routes that are going to be reshaped around the routes that are going to be axed and see what effect they may have towards you. So first we're going to start off at North London, which is my least favourite side of London, I won't lie to you. Yes, so these are the current routes that are running right now in North London, or go through North London I should say, or predominantly North London. Some of these routes on the maps, I was a bit confused when I was looking on the website, because when they put some routes on some maps and not on others, I was kind of confused why TfL would pick that. But of course there would be some logical reason for why they put some routes on that and not the others. These are the current routes in North London, and this is what it's going to be look like when it's axed. Yep. So if you can see any reshaping, so of course if you go back to here, see we lose the 31, losing quite a lot of bus routes actually, and the main thing is just, I think, just cutting down routes that have a lot of the same, that share the same corridor, you know, because a lot of the routes that are in central London do have a corridor where they share the same, you know, same bus stop, same route for a long period of time. So those factors I do understand. These are the factors for the night quickly. These are the night buses currently, and then these are the night buses they're trying to reduce it down towards. So now this is the South London map, which is what I'm a bit more familiar with. So as you can see, this is the current map at the moment with a lot of bus routes running through. But if you look closely, you can see a lot of them running on the corridor between Camberwell and Elephant Castle. A lot of them running on the corridor around Streatham towards Oval, Brixton, and going up towards Elephant Castle itself. And a lot of buses do link up at Elephant and Castle, as you can see there. And this is what the proposal's going to end up looking like, or they want it to look like, I should say. Yeah, so pretty much axing the number 12. That was a big one for me, because obviously where I live, a lot of my friends are surrounded by the number 12. So when they saw that they wanted to axe the number 12, they went on a huge one. And to some extent, I get it. With the number 12 being axed, it's, if you look closely again, look, if you look back on this map, the 12's being copied. Like, if you look here, the 12 is still going to be run by a bus route, the 148. It's still going to have the exact same routing, but where it's going to change is, if you see over here with the number 12, it follows the same route, 148 joins it here, goes all the way to Elephant and Castle areas, and this is after this area, after it gets to around Houses of Parliament, is where the bus is split. So you see the 12 going up here towards Oxford Circus and the 148 going towards White City. But with this new proposal, the 12 won't branch off after Houses of Parliament and go to Oxford Circus. It will just be the 148 and continue to White City and to Shepherd's Bush. And that's the case with a lot of buses. Sections of the route is going to be axed, but in the most cases, it's going to be covered by another route. Yes, it may mean that your journeys will have to be like changed a little bit, maybe I might have to get an extra bus, but more time than not, where majority of the commuters are going to be, it's going to stick and be the same. Then we have the night buses, which are currently running. Obviously, you have the 12 included as well, because it's a 24-hour bus. But I'm guessing what's going to happen in the next map is just the 12 is going to be removed and the 148 is going to be extended. And yeah, cool. Oh yeah, and the N133 has also changed routes. Okay, so next we have the East London section. There's a lot of bus routes on this that are going to be affected, which is quite worrying. I think this is the most out of all the routes, route maps that I've noticed so far. That's the bus. If any of them affect you, have a look now. So this is what it's going to look like now. So the main one that pops out to me is obviously the 211 and the 11. The 11 got cut and the 201's being routed at the bottom here. Didn't used to go as far as Waterloo. I think it's crossing the bridge a bit earlier and going towards Battersea Power Station, Hammersmith. Another one that I noticed, 388. It's losing the 78 down here. And that used to go all the way up to Shoreditch, and then the 388 is going to be extended all the way from Shoreditch area. London Bridge I think goes currently down all the way to Peckham, but not through the Nunhead area. That's one I don't understand. I feel like, why couldn't they just extend it another 15-minute bus journey further south to Nunhead? Because if it leaves it like that, Nunhead's going to be without a bus route, minus the P12. And if anyone lives in South London, they know what the P12 is like. So yeah, this is East London's one. Yeah, it is a lot's going on, a lot's being rechanged. So I see why people have a whole feeling about this, because a lot is happening. A lot is happening, and a lot of routes are going to be disrupted for people getting to work, going out to leisure. So I do understand. These are the night buses currently counted as East, and then that's what it's going to be axed towards. And lastly, we have the West London area of the map, which you can see on the screen now, has a bit of changes going on towards it. If you look in the middle section, there's a lot of around the Earls Court area, a lot of the buses share the same routes. It seems like quite a bit of an interchange area. Not too common with the west of London, so none of these routes bother me in particular. I have been on a couple of these routes. They're quite nice buses. It's quite interesting when you go to different areas of London, they have different operators as a majority. Like East and South has a lot of Stagecoach, for example, but then you go to a bit north and west, you've got a lot of Metro Line, for example. What is common across the whole of London, quite interestingly, is Go Ahead. Go Ahead is like taking over the place. Good for them. That's a whole different conversation. But yes, this is the current map of the West London area. You can see here, and this is what they're proposing to do. Whoa, that is a lot of cutting. They've pretty much cut that by a third. There's like, yeah, so many routes have been cut off. Trying to spot any obvious ones, yeah, that's being rerouted. I can see on the bottom here, they're getting rid of the 72. The top here, 72, and they're extending the 49 a bit further up towards East Acton. Again, but if you do look clearly, barely any parts of the route are going to be uncovered. A lot of them are going to be covered by another bus, or there might be sections where you might have to walk a bit or just change for another bus just to make the journey. So yeah, that's current West London, what they're going to propose it to, and then the night buses currently, and this is the proposed night bus routes for West London. So here's my take on it. I love the London buses. I love the variety of bus routes you can get, the different types of buses you can get. Its uniqueness as a bus network, but clearly this is bigger than the commuters right now. It's a problem going on with TfL where they're struggling with money and they need to cut costs some way. I know it's annoying to some people. For example, the 12 was a big route that people were like, what the hell? What's going on? But as it can be seen, the 12 is going to be covered by another route. And anyone that knows, once you get to House of Parliament, in that area of London, what's it called? Parliament Square. Once you get there, there are tons of buses you can get from there that go to Oxford Circus, or you can jump on the tube. Obviously, being a bit more expensive, but there are options. All these routes do have options. It's not like they're axing routes completely for the most cases. But the thing about it is that people are making such a big deal about these proposals where they're just that, proposals. You can literally go online on the TfL website and complete the consultation to whether you think these routes should be axed or not, or give your opinion on how the route should be changed. Yes, your one point might not make a difference, but if a load of people have the same opinion of you, they're not going to make that change. Like, that's the whole point of a consultation, is to hear the public's point of view and make changes to it, because realistically they're formulating opinions and formulating routes based on the officials within TfL. The whole point is they write these up, release them to the public for them to make their changes. And if no one signs the consultation, they're just going to go through with these changes anyways. So if you have a really big opinion about one of these routes that you can't get to work without changing bus routes again and again, or this would be a real inconvenience to you, or whatever your reason may be, sign the consultation. Because even though it is annoying to hear that these routes might be axed or might have changes to them, realistically something has to be done for allow TfL to keep running. Obviously, again, I don't know the complete logistics because I am not on the team boards with the discussions in the meetings. So I don't know really what's going on, but there's clearly something going wrong with TfL's funding where they need to make some sort of changes to the network, and axing buses has to be a part of it. And if you don't want your route to be affected too vastly, sign the consultation, because your one opinion might join an extra 20, 30, 40 opinions that share the same point of view, which may flag up on TfL's system and be like, maybe we shouldn't change this route, or maybe we should work around it for these customers because they're so passionate about these routes. Again, it's all within your hands. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to spread the information towards you and talk about buses and transport because I love to do it. Anyways, that's just the main points of the bus reshaping going on in London. If you want to look up more about this, look on the TfL website. There's loads of information on there discussing it, and you can look at the maps on there as well. Let me know what you think of these bus reshapings. Are you happy? Are you not? Are you going to sign the consultation because it's there for a reason? I'll link it for you. All you have to do is do a little flickety flick down a bit lower underneath the little description box, press the button, then you're there. Get it done. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do a little flickety flick down a bit lower